Good morning and welcome back to another episode of my podcast, The Stark Effect, hosted by yours truly, Khalif Starks. You can call me K, KK, whatever. Thank you for coming back. This is my first time recording like early in the morning, so I wanted to try something a little bit different. And I wanted to just go ahead and get started on this Cardi B trial. So I just wanted to do a quick run through of day one and day two of the trial and just provide some light commentary really, really quickly. If you like my content, please drop down below, like, comment, share, and subscribe. It is literally the morning, honey, and I am just waking up. I have my coffee right here, so if I sound a little like raspy, that's why. So yeah. I just want to say thank y'all for watching. Shout out to my new subscribers. I got like I think 15 new subscribers or 16 or something like that. So thank y'all for the love. My current subscribers who've been there from day one. Thank you so much for the love and the support. All right, let's get into it.
When you were at the building and Cardi B exited the elevator on February 24th, 2018, what were the words that she used that were so hurtful?
She used a lot of words, and again, excuse my language, but she was like, bitch, that's why I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm gonna get you fired. That's why you do security. Ah, that's why you do security. Ah, she was sticking her tongue out. She was flailing her arms up and down. She was jumping up and down. Body shaming me. I mean, racial slurs, just a lot.
And did she spit on you?
She did.
Did her spit actually land on your body?
It did.
Why did you exit the elevator to speak with her after she said what she said?
I wanted to clarify the misunderstanding.
It was a verbal incident. Verbal.
But it was an incident, correct?
Objection, relevance,
I don't.
Okay.
I don't feel. I personally feel like if there's no physical touch, there is no incident. There was a verbal altercation. If you think that that's an incident, a verbal altercation, then it's an incident for you. But we both have different opinions. It's a verbal altercation. She didn't hit me. I didn't hit her. There was no touch. So to me, it wasn't no incident.
Was there spitting?
Absolutely not.
Did you spit on Miss Ellis?
No.
Did you call her the N-word?
No.
When you say there was a verbal altercation,
Yes.
do you know what the word altercation means?
Like a conflict.
Like a fight, right?
It was like a verbal fight, but it didn't get physical at all.
When I'm talking to you now, are we having a verbal altercation?
We having, I'll say, a debate.
And we're debating about whether you assaulted and battered Miss Emani Ellis, correct?
Just no, well, I guess so, but I didn't touch her. She didn't touch me, so.
What proof do you have that you didn't touch her?
objection, relevance, and also
That's already been assisting.
Do you have any videos of the incident?
No.
Did you try to get videos of the incident?
I asked if there was videos. Like I told my lawyers to check if there was videos, but there's no cameras. I guess there was no cameras.
And when did you ask for that? What year?
I feel like when I got sued, I was like, when I got sued, I was like, oh, I know I didn't touch her. Like it's like look for them cameras because they'll tell you I ain't touch her.
All right, so I have a Court TV article that was written because I've been referencing Court TV and the Law and Crime Network to follow this Cardi B trial because I think they do such a thorough job at really, really breaking stuff down versus news outlets. Okay. that just kind of don't give you all the details. They'll give you like the bullet points, but they don't give you all the details. So let's run through this article really quickly. This is Emani Ellis versus Cardi B daily trial updates. And by the way, Cardi B's full government name is Belcalis Marlenis Almanzar. So the article is written by Lauren Silver and John Crowley, the fifth. So rapper Cardi B took to the stand as she fights a lawsuit claiming that she attacked a security guard. This attack allegedly occurred on February 24th of 2018 at a medical appointment that Cardi B was attending. Emani Ellis is a security guard. She was a security guard at the time, and Cardi B is a rapper, was a rapper back then. Once again, Cardi B, whose real name is Belcalis Marlenis Almanzar, is accused of assault and battery, intentional infliction of emotional distress, negligence, and false imprisonment in a lawsuit that stems from a 2018 incident. On February 24th, 2018, Cardi B went to a private appointment. On February 24th, 2018, Cardi B went to a private appointment with her obstetrician at a doctor's office in Beverly Hills. At the time, the rapper was approximately 4 months pregnant with her first child and was keeping the news of her pregnancy private and out of the tabloids. In 2020, Emani Ellis, a security guard who was working in the building housing the doctor's office, filed a lawsuit claiming that Cardi B attacked her unprovoked during that visit. In her suit, Ellis claimed that Cardi B violently, unlawfully, intentionally, suddenly, and maliciously hit her head, face, and body, leaving her with physical and emotional damages. Ellis also claims that Cardi B spat on her and used multiple profanities and racial slurs. Cardi B's security guard, identified as Doe 1 in the lawsuit, is also accused of attacking Ellis. So, pause really quickly. Cardi B's security guard is also accused in taking part in this attack against Emani Ellis, according to Emani Ellis. Ellis's lawsuit additionally accuses Cardi B of working with unnamed people to have all recorded footage of the incident erased. In a filing responding to the lawsuit, Cardi B claimed Ellis was on her personal phone and loudly announced in a filing resp- in a In a filing responding to the lawsuit, Cardi B claimed Ellis was on her personal phone and loudly announced she had just seen the rapper and appeared to be trying to record video of her. Cardi B said she asked Ellis not to say anything to anyone, but rather than take the steps to de escalate the situation, plaintiff aggressively approached Cardi B and engaged her in a profanity laced screaming match. Okay? So Cardi B said that, Amani approached her essentially saying that she did it first, according to this article. That's what it sounds like. Like Cardi B called her out for recording her, and then Amani approached her wanting to engage in this screaming match between the two. Cardi B's attorneys maintained there was no physical contact between the two women during the incident, which they estimate to have lasted between 60 to 90 seconds. Ellis's suit seeks medical expenses, damages for loss of past and future earnings, punitive damages, and a civil penalty of $25,000. All right, so that's just a run through of what happened. Um, Now, there was a funny moment where, for some reason, I don't know why, when Cardi took to the stand, I just thought it was interesting how this is going viral, how, the plaintiff's defense basically asked her about her wig. So I just thought that was weird. And hopefully I said that correctly. When she got on the stand, when I said hopefully I said that correctly, I'm talking about the plaintiffs and the defense and so forth. But when she got on the stand, yeah, they just asked her about her wigs. So I thought that that was weird. They asked her if it was her real hair because she wore a short wig and then she wore a blonde wig the following day. So like that's been going viral. So I just think it's so funny how I think it's so funny how that moment is like going viral. But yeah, they just basically questioned Cardi about her whereabouts when she took the stand on day two. They questioned Cardi about her whereabouts. Cardi denied the spitting the racial slurs and swinging at Ellis. Uh, Cardi stated that she questioned Ellis about recording, and she said that she felt like her privacy was invaded because she thought that Ellis was recording her and allegedly saw Ellis recording her. Um, she said that Ellis was outside of an elevator and followed Cardi and allegedly filmed her on her phone and also was before that happened saying, oh my god, is that Cardi B, is that Cardi B, like in an excited way, and I'm paraphrasing, but when I watched the court TV rundown yesterday that was online, apparently Cardi was saying that Emani was fanning out a little bit before. Let's see. Cardi was asked, why wasn't she with her security guard, her actual security guard. Cardi explained she didn't want her security guard involved in medical matters, and the guard remained in the lobby. She also said that, the guard was a man and she's a woman, and, she didn't want him to know that she was going to go see a, end quote, vagina doctor. That's what she said. Um, let's see. Cardi said that the receptionist and doctor witnessed the argument and helped intervene. Cardi repeatedly requested surveillance footage, but none was available. Let's see. Cardi B said that Ellis was acting aggressive, and she wasn't acting as she should have been acting as a typical security guard. She admitted that she felt threatened for a moment, but the situation was quickly diffused. All right. So those are just a few things that Cardi said. Now, Cardi was going to a private medical appointment to see a doctor. And another thing to note about this particular incident is that at the time, Cardi B, she was a bit fearful because she was trying to protect a 4-month pregnancy. Now, let's get into day one of Emani Ellis's testimony. Emani Ellis, her attorney is, let's see. I believe it's Ian and Rosen Janfasa. He delivered the opening statement. He argued that Ellis was hurt by Cardi B, experienced trauma, and deserves respect, made a case for emotional distress damages, and suggested that emotional distress doctors should testify if relevant. Cardi B's defense attorney, Peter J. Anderson, delivered his opening statement. He challenged the emotional distress claims and argued that the plaintiff charged he argued that the plaintiff changed her story multiple times against Cardi B, so he noted that there were some inconsistencies with her story. Mm. Right, so there's a lot happening here. There's a lot happening here. Amani said, well, another key thing is that Amani said that she had actually planned to see Cardi B prior to this altercation. She said that she had concert tickets to one of her concerts but did not attend after the encounter. Um, Emani Ellis stated that on February 24th, 2018, she was doing rounds when she saw Cardi B exit an elevator. She said, wow, it's Cardi B out loud due to excitement. Claimed that Cardi B turned around and allegedly said, why the F are you telling people you even see me? Why the F are you telling people you seen me? And accused Ellis of spreading news about her presence. Ellis says she tried to reassure Cardi B she wasn't telling anyone, but Cardi B allegedly persisted and put her finger in Ellis's face, used profanity and insults. Ellis described Cardi B's fingernails as 2 to 3 inches long that day. She said that Cardi B cussed at her, used the N word and other slurs, called her names, threatened her, body shamed her, and mocked her career, saying things such as, aha, that's why you are a security guard. Allegedly, Cardi B also spit on her, took a swing on her, and scratched her left cheek with a fingernail. She said that the incident was traumatizing and that Cardi B never apologized. At the time, she did not intend to sue, and did not immediately take photographs of her injury due to emotional distress. Okay, so those are just a few things. Amani also said that her career path has changed afterward. Now she is a social worker helping low income families. Says that she suffers from anxiety, depression, and insomnia, and so forth. All right, so those are just a few of the notable things about this Cardi B trial. I went through day 2 and day 1. I did it in reverse, but today will be day 3. Drop down below and let me know what your thoughts are. Some quick commentary. Um, Oftentimes when things like this happen, it could be a payout, and the Cardi B's defense team definitely did allude to this being a shakedown for money. It did take a long time for Imani to go ahead and file that suit. This incident occurred in 2018. She filed in early 2020. I'm sure she probably had to get her coins together and pay for the legalities of all things and find representation and so forth, which is very expensive. I'm not shading her, but I'm just saying that, when you have an altercation with a celebrity, a lot of people are looking for a payout. We do live in an age where that does happen. They know if a celebrity has a certain temper, things will go down. Cardi B, this is not her first time dealing with a situation like this. She did have a situation in 2018 at a strip club. I don't know if you all recall, but it was Cardi B and her entourage. They attacked 2 bartender sisters at Angel's Gentlemen's Club in Queens, New York. Cardi B was later charged with multiple offenses for orchestrating and participating in the assault. She pleaded guilty to misdemeanor charges in 2020 to avoid a trial. Right, so the alleged motive behind that situation was that Cardi B suspected that one of the sisters was having an affair with her husband, formerly her former husband, but at the time her husband Offset, who was performing at the club that night. Now Cardi B is currently going through a divorce right now. Uh, so there were 2 altercations at that time. It was 2 separate instances. It was 2 separate attacks on the sisters Jade and Batty G. All right. The first attack occurred on August 15th, 2018. Cardi B's entourage allegedly attacked one of the women, pulling her hair, punching her, and slamming her head into the bar. The second attack occurred on August 29th. Cardi B and her group returned to the club and threw alcohol, bottles, and hookah pipes at the 2 sisters. All right, so that incident did occur in 2018. So this is not Cardi's first time in a lawsuit. She also had the situation with Tasha K, but that was Tasha K's fault, not hers. So Cardi B has had a lot of encounters. Cardi B definitely has been known to say racial slurs towards a black woman. That is something that happened. I even recall her saying, calling black women roaches at one point. So that is something that happened, right? So it's safe to say that, there's currently no recordings of this altercation, but I'm sure somebody has footage somewhere, and maybe the doctor's office didn't want to sell it or anything like that because it violates HIPAA, and that could be like a major, major lawsuit. But I feel like there has to be a recording somewhere. I mean, you're at a medical office in Beverly Hills, right? So, anywho, yeah. I can't say that I know who did it or who didn't do what, right? Because we weren't there. But what I will say is that it's not hard to believe that Cardi B didn't cuss that lady out and called her some racial slurs. And it's also not hard to believe that this lady could be potentially looking for some coins, right? But, I do think that if somebody is disrespecting you, um, why not run to the courthouse? You had a beef with one of the biggest rappers right now. You know what I mean? So that's just my little tidbit on it. We're gonna keep following this trial. I'm gonna keep following this trial, and I'm saying we because you're watching me as well. Drop down below and let me know what you all think about this situation. All right, let me make sure I'm not forgetting anything. No, I'm not forgetting anything. So thank you for watching another episode of The Stark Effect. Please like, comment, and share. Have a good one.